Welcome everyone to a special edition Tao Zui Salon, the Flow Tao Salon. Today, we're diving into some really fascinating research about the high-end smartphone world and, a huge shift in how people are deciding what to buy. So all of this comes from a report by Dentsu China that dropped in April 2026. It really uncovers the powerful trends shaping the premium smartphone market, especially on one of the country's most influential platforms. Okay, let's get right into the central puzzle here. You've got the total smartphone market, and it's growing, but only by a little, maybe 3 to 5%. But then you look at the high-end market, it is absolutely exploding with 19% growth. I mean, it's not even the same ballgame. And that, of course, brings us to the big question we're going to tackle today. With the general market kind of slowing down, what in the world is fueling this massive go against the grain growth in these top-tier devices? So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at the sheer scale of this boom. Then, we'll get to know the consumer who's making it all happen. After that, we'll see exactly where they're making their buying decisions. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with the 3 most important takeaways from this whole report. All right, let's jump right into section 1 and really get a feel for how big this premium phone boom actually is. If you rewind the clock back to 2020, the market for these high-end phones in China was sitting at just over 41 million units sold. Now that's a big number, for sure, but it turns out it was just the starting line. Now, fast forward just 4 years to 2024, and get this. That number shot up to 84 million. It literally more than doubled. So the key thing to realize here isn't just that it grew. No, the market doubled in an incredibly short amount of time. That tells you there's a really deep, fundamental shift happening in what consumers want and what they're willing to pay for. And this chart, wow, it shows you exactly who's winning this high-stakes game. You've got Apple, Huawei, and Xiaomi. Between the 3 of them, they've grabbed over 70% of this incredibly profitable space. They're the ones at the top. So who is this person driving this huge trend? Let's peel back the layers and take a look at their profile. The data gives us a really clear picture. More than half of these buyers live in the big tier 1 and 2 cities. But here's the twist, the real surprise. The fastest growing slice of this pie, we're talking 12% growth year over year, is actually in the smaller tier 3 cities and even further down. And check this out. Look at the education level. A massive 65% of these buyers have a bachelor's degree or higher. So we're not just talking about people with money. We're talking about a highly educated, really discerning customer. And their loyalty, it runs deep. It's way more than just a brand name. It's about being completely woven into a software ecosystem, right? Like Apple's iOS or Huawei's Harmony OS. The idea of switching your entire digital life over, it just feels like too much of a hassle. And that's a powerful reason to stay put. Okay, so you have these sophisticated, educated, super loyal consumers. Where on earth are they making their decisions? Well, that brings us to a really specific and frankly powerful platform. And that platform is Xiaohongshu. This is a place where a phone isn't just a piece of tech with specs. Not at all. It's a key part of your lifestyle, your aesthetic, your personal brand. It says something about who you are. Now, for anybody who isn't familiar with it, the best way to think about Xiaohongshu is like a modern digital salon. It's this community where trends get started, where ideas for products get seeded by real users, and where decisions to buy expensive things are super influenced by what other people are posting. All right, let's pull all these threads together. Let's boil everything we've looked at down to the 3 most important, most critical insights from this Dentsu report. So here they are, the 3 big takeaways. First, the real action, the real growth, it's not in the overall phone market anymore. It's all happening in the premium space. Second, the consumer you need to reach is highly educated, probably lives in a big city, and is incredibly loyal to their software ecosystem. And third, and this is maybe the biggest one, the battle for their attention and their money has moved. It's not just on tech forums anymore. It's on lifestyle platforms like Xiaohongshu, where a phone is a piece of your identity. And that pretty much wraps up our look into this fascinating market. 陶醉沙龙，马年兴隆